Today, I'm going to show you how to make super realistic ads for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook using OpenAI's SORA2 Pro and n8n. So first, I'll show you what an ad looks like if you make it in the official SORA2 app, and then I'll show you what it looks like in our workflow. So here's an ad in the SORA app, and I just used a simple prompt. And this is an ad for our AI consultancy agency, and it's supposed to be telling plumbers like, hey, if you take a lot of calls, call us because we'll help you set up an AI receptionist. So check it out.
Yeah, I'm on the way. Hold on. Ah, dang it, missed another one. Yeah, hello? Give me a sec. Ah, come on, I'm losing money here. Hang tight, I'm trying. Yeah.
So as you can see, it's kind of good. You kind of get the gist by watching it. And here's another one. This time I used a much longer prompt just to try to get it to be a little more dynamic, more scenes and stuff like that. So check it out.
Phone, but your business shouldn't lose revenue because of it. Stop missing calls, stop losing money. When you're busy working, you can't always answer the phone, but your business shouldn't lose revenue because of it. Stop missing calls, stop losing money.
So as you can see, this one's a little better than the first one, but you can still tell it looks like AI, right? So now let's look at what it looks like in our workflow. This is an ad that was created from our n8n workflow, and it's for an AI consultancy agency again. So check it out.
If you miss calls, you miss jobs. You're on the job, but your phone keeps ringing. Every call you miss is money walking away. They don't wait, they call the next company. That's real revenue. Gone. 17 missed this week. Do the math. Or every call gets answered. 24/7. Booked. Confirmed. You keep working.
So that was one, and here's another one for a car wash.
No time for the car wash? Work. Kids, life. It adds up. So let it come to you. Auto King's Mobile Detailing. We come to you, home or office. Pro-grade tools, zero hassle. We obsess over the small stuff most people miss. Tap to book now.
So as you can see, these were a lot better than the first two I showed you. They had more scenes, more cuts. The people looked a little realer, and it just looks more realistic in general. And this is what we're going for. Okay, so here's our n8n workflow. If you don't know what n8n is, it's a workflow automation tool. It lets you set up these nodes that can take actions like send emails, retrieve emails, connect to external applications, and even set up AI agents. So when you string a bunch of these nodes together, it creates a workflow that can automate a bunch of tasks for you. So today we basically automated the generation of our AI ads with SORA2. So I'm gonna go over each node and how it works, and then we'll create our own ad together. Every workflow has to start with a trigger, and for the sake of this video, we're using a click the execute workflow button trigger to start our workflow. But if you wanted to use this on your own and you wanted the trigger to be more automatic, then you can use a Google Sheet trigger. And what this will do is pull the data from the Google Sheet every minute, hour, or day, whatever you set. And that way, whenever you have a new entry in Google Sheet, it'll automatically trigger this workflow and start creating your ad. But like I said, for the sake of this video, we're just gonna go with the click the execute workflow button. After our trigger, we have our Google Sheet node, and this node just goes into Google Sheet and gets our information about how we want to set up our ad. So inside Google Sheet, we have a table with a few columns. First, we have idea, and this is just the idea that you want to send to the AI agent. And this idea can be simple, just enough to get the agent started. It doesn't have to be anything too detailed. So as you can see here, I have one that says plumber with multiple cell phones that keep ringing, another a pest control company owner that keeps missing calls. So like I said, these ideas don't have to be detailed at all, like just a few sentences, but you'll see how powerful we can get the ads to be with just a few sentences. So after idea, we have date. This doesn't really matter, it's just for our personal knowledge. Next, we have target audience, platform, budget. We're not using this at all. Time length, type, aspect ratio, and status. So besides date and budget, the rest of these values do matter. So what our workflow does is go into that Google Sheet and it gets the status. And if the status is scheduled, then it will pull the idea and start the workflow. So next we have our edit fields node. And this just sets the values from the Google Sheet node. So we have a few key value pairs here. Idea is the idea that we get from Google Sheet. The target audience is the target audience that we're getting from Google Sheet. So as you can see, this is the Google Sheet node. So we're just taking all the values from the Google Sheet node and pulling them into this edit field node. And it just makes it easy for us to use these values in future nodes. We're using a third-party service to create these ads with SORA2, and it's called Key AI. And within Key AI, you can use SORA2 to create a storyboard, text to video, or image to video. And the endpoints look a little different for storyboard and text to video. For example, if you look at the documentation, when we scroll down, you'll see storyboards takes an input that looks like this, shot, and it'll have a scene with the full description of the scene. But if we look at text to video, it takes an input called prompt, and it just has a simple prompt. So because the API for workflow and text to video are a bit different, I decided to make two different branches and use this if statement so the workflow knows if it's a storyboard, go here and use the endpoint for storyboard, and if it's text to video, come here and use the HTTP endpoint for text to video. And I'll show you more of how that works when we get there. After the if statement, we get to the actual video generation part of the workflow, and both of these branches are pretty much identical. The only difference is the HTTP endpoints for storyboards and text to video. So here is our AI agent, and it's actually the most important part of the workflow. What it does is it takes the idea that you had in your Google Sheet and it creates a very detailed prompt. And the agent is supposed to be like a cinematic director, as you can see. So it knows a lot of details about movie cinematics, scene production, and just movie production in general. So the idea is this agent will take the little simple prompt or idea or concept that you give it, and it'll expound on it and create a very detailed prompt that we can send to SORA2, and that should give us a really nice ad for Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. So I'm not going to show you guys the full prompt for this agent, but if you want to see it, I will be starting a new school community where I post the workflow files for this and all my past and future n8n projects. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find the link in the description. Within our AI agent, we're using OpenRouter for the AI model, and OpenRouter is just a service that gives us access to various AI models. So you could use the native OpenAI node here. So that would be like this. You could use this one, but the problem is if you use this one, then you only get access to the OpenAI models, which if that's okay for you, that's fine. But I prefer to use the OpenRouter. It's a lot more convenient because you get access to everything and all the billing is in one place as well. So we're using OpenRouter, and the model we're using is OpenAI 4.1. After our AI agent, we have another edit field node. What this node does is take the output from the previous AI agent and it cleans it up. So if we see here, our AI agent gave us this output after we gave it our idea, and we can see it has these slashes here. It also has if we look at it this way, it also has some new lines. These special characters will break our HTTP request when we send this prompt to Key AI. So what we want to do is clean it up. And the way we do that is by using these JSON expressions here. And as you can see, it just takes the output and it cleans it up. So if we run this, this is what we get. So you see no more new lines and it's all just the text, nothing extra. So we've cleaned up our output from the agent. Now we can send that over to Key AI to start creating our AI ad. Again, Key AI is a third-party service that gives you access to multiple AI video generation models. So as you can see here, we have access to Seed Dance, Grok Imagine, SORA2 Pro, VO 3.1. And the nice thing about Key AI is that it keeps all the billing in one place. So you don't have to make sure you have OpenAI credits and also ByteDance credits and Google credits. You can keep everything in one place. And also, Key AI claims to be cheaper than using the actual official SORA API. So as you can see here, it says 75% cheaper than the official price. So we're using the SORA2 Pro API endpoint inside of Key AI, and we're using the storyboard endpoint and the text to video endpoint. So if we scroll down, we can see what the HTTP request is supposed to look like for storyboard. And here you'll notice it has a model, callback URL, which we'll ignore for now, and the input. So the input is n frames, which is how long you want it to be. So this is 15 seconds. And the image, if you want to provide an image, aspect ratio, this can either be landscape or portrait. And for storyboard, you have to add shots, and each shot has a scene. So you see here a cute, fluffy, orange, white kitten. And then there's another scene with the duration of how long it should be. So this is 2 scenes of a cat, and it's going to be a 15-second long clip. And the way we would set this up in n8n is all we have to do is copy this curl command here. So we can just say copy, go back into our workflow. And just to show you how to do it, I will duplicate this, bring it here, open it. So all you'd have to do is come to import curl, and then paste the command. Once you import it, it'll look like this. And what you'll want to do is set up your API key in Key AI. So after you make an account, you come into the dashboard and you click API key, and you would just create the API key, then copy it, come back into n8n, and you would paste that here. But you also don't have to do that. You can delete that, come here, hit generic, hit header auth, and then create a new credential, name it whatever you want to name it, and then just paste your API key here, and then you can just use it. Just make sure you have the generic auth type as header auth, and then from there you no longer need to send any header. And that's how you would set that up initially. So now I'll show you the actual node. So in this node, you'll see the body is really simple. So we have our model and then the input. The input comes from our Google Sheet. So in Google Sheet, you'll see we have time length. So that is frames, right? And then aspect ratio also is in our Google Sheet, which is portrait, and shots is what we get from our AI agent. So as you can see, shot, it created the scenes, and you can see that here. So it has a whole bunch of scenes. And this is what I mean, what I meant when I said that it takes our small, not detailed at all concept idea, and it fills it in and makes it this super detailed, very descriptive prompt. So after our create storyboard, we send a notification to Telegram, and this just connects to our Telegram, sends a message. You would pick operation, send message, and put your chat ID. And here is what we're sending. So it says started video generation with the task ID and record ID. And I'll show you what that looks like now. Now, if we check our Telegram, we can see we got the message. It started our video generation, and it gave us the task ID and the record ID. After we send the Telegram notification, we start a wait loop. So what happens is we're gonna wait for 15 seconds. We're gonna get the status of the video. If the status of the video is equal to success, then we get the URI of the video and send it to Telegram. If it's not equal to success, then we start the whole loop over. We wait 15 seconds again, get the status again, and start the whole loop over if it's not done yet. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like now, and we're gonna make our very own video. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's the fun part. We need to come up with an idea for an AI ad, and we're gonna add minor details like the target audience, the platform that we want it to be posted on, so that can be Facebook or Instagram, and we'll add the time length and also the aspect ratio. So for most social media, that's gonna be portrait. Okay, so let's come up with an idea. I'm gonna say I'm the owner of a roofing company. Okay, so I had to type that out, but here it is. I'm the owner of a roofing company, and I want to advertise to young homeowners. Let them know repairing a roof is expensive, but my company, the Roofing Guys, can handle it for a fraction of the cost of other companies. We also offer a money-back guarantee, and we even repaired Muhammad Ali's roof once. So as you can see, just a simple concept idea for the AI, and we gave it a target audience of young adults, new homeowners. It's for Facebook and Instagram, and we want this to be a video, portrait. And in order for our workflow to pull this data, we need to have the status set to scheduled. So now we're gonna run it and see what happens. So let's go ahead and execute this workflow. So as you can see in our sheet, we have the type set as video. So this time it started the video branch. So what it's doing now is coming up with the prompt that we're going to send to Key AI. And this can take a while with GPT-5. I noticed it can take up to 2 minutes, 2 to 3 full minutes. Nice. So now we should have received our notification. And as you can see, we did get our notification. So it started video generation and we got the task ID and the record ID. So that's good. And you'll also see it's waiting again. So it did get the status already and it wasn't done. So let's see what that looked like. And we see the state is currently generating in Key AI. We can also check that here and notice we have a running. You can see before this one we got a failure. When this gets to success, then our workflow will be complete. So we're just gonna wait for it to finish. And as you can see now, it's gone through and checked 3 times. So it's just gonna keep checking until it gets that success. And once it gets to success, we'll get the URL and it'll send it to Telegram. And it'll also append the Google Sheet and change that scheduled status from scheduled to generated. Okay, so our workflow is finally done. And you can see that it went through this 82 times. So that means it checked the status 82 times. And after 82 times, it gave us a success. So as you can see here, success. After we got the success, we were able to pull the URI from the response. So here it is. And if we check our Telegram, we should see that in Telegram. And we should also see here that it changed to success. Now we can just go back to Telegram and check on our video. If you're on a web browser and you click this link, it's gonna ask you to download the video. I don't wanna download it, so I'm just gonna come to Key AI and we're gonna watch it from here. So this was the video and let's see what it gave us. Again, remember our prompt was, I'm the owner of a roofing company and I wanna advertise to young homeowners. Let them know repairing a roof is expensive, but my company, The Roofing Guys, so remember that name, that's the name of our company, The Roofing Guys, so we expect that to be in the ad. And The Roofing Guys can handle it for a fraction of the cost. And we also added a small detail. We also offer a money back guarantee and we've even repaired Muhammad Ali's roof once. So I'm hoping it uses that little funny fact somewhere in the ad. All right, so let's check it out.
Roof repairs can get pricey, but you've got options. The Roofing Guys fix it for a fraction. Licensed, insured, fast turnaround, transparent pricing, no surprises. Backed by a money-back guarantee. We even repaired Muhammad Ali's roof. The Roofing Guys. Fast, honest, affordable.
Nice. I think that was really good. That was a lot better than anything you would get in SORA2. I mean, and in SORA2 and in the SORA app's defense, they're using the normal SORA2 and not SORA2 Pro. So it's never going to look as good. But I do think the prompt that we use helps with just the whole cinematic factor of the ad. So let's run that again and you'll see it has multiple scenes, different cuts. The camera comes in at different angles. Even here you see like this is an aerial view, right? So I'll play it one more time.
Roof repairs can get pricey, but you've got options. The Roofing Guys fix it for a fraction. Licensed, insured, fast turnaround, transparent pricing, no surprises. Backed by a money-back guarantee. We even repaired Muhammad Ali's roof. The Roofing Guys. Fast, honest, affordable.
Nice. And the thing is, you could even add an image like your company logo, and that logo would be rendered in this ad. So that's really cool. And I think this would be really useful if you have any kind of business, whether it be auto detailing business, car wash business, even a laundry business, things like that. This would be really useful to make quick and effective ads for Facebook, Instagram, and any other social media. So if you like this workflow, give me a thumbs up. If you want to get the workflow file, I'll have it in my school community, and the links for that should be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.